All right, let me ask you something. Have you ever printed a simple text document only to hear your printer whirring away, using up that ridiculously expensive color ink? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. So in this explainer, we are going to master black and white printing. It's going to save you time, frustration, and most importantly, money.
It's such a classic problem, isn't it? You just need a quick invoice, maybe a shipping label, something simple. But your printer acts like it's creating a masterpiece, dipping into those precious cyan, magenta, and yellow cartridges. It's more than just wasteful. It feels like you're literally watching money drain away with every page. But the good news is, we can absolutely fix this.
Okay, so let's start with what I like to call the Level 1 solution. This is the quick fix. It's the standard method you'll use for any single print job. It doesn't require any fancy setup, and it's perfect for those times when you just occasionally need something printed in monochrome.
Now, the great thing here is that these steps are pretty much universal, no matter what printer you have. You open that print dialog, pick your printer, and then you're going to look for a button that says Printer Properties or maybe Settings. You click on that, and then you just have to find the magic checkbox. It's usually hiding under a tab like Quality or Color. The only real catch is that the name of that option can be a little different depending on your printer's brand.
So for instance, if you've got a Canon printer, you might see Grayscale printing. For HP and Epson, it's usually just called Grayscale. Really, the key is just to look for one of those terms in your settings. Once you find it, check that box, and you're all set to print.
See? Simple, right? But, and this is a big but, here's the problem. If you print in black and white often, repeating those 4 or 5 clicks every single time gets old fast. I mean, it's a total productivity drain. Thankfully, there's a much, much smarter way to do this.
And that brings us to Level 2, the Pro method. Seriously, if you're tired of all that constant clicking, this is for you. What we're going to do is create a second, virtual version of your printer that is permanently set to black and white. It's a one-time setup that gives you a lifetime of one-click convenience.
Okay, I know this might look a little technical, but I promise you it's really straightforward. You're just going to head into your computer's control panel and find Devices and Printers. From there, you'll start the Add a Printer wizard. The key here is to tell Windows you're going to set it up manually. That's what gives us the control that we need for the next step. Now, just to be clear, you're not actually installing new hardware or anything. You're just creating a new software profile for the printer you already have. So you'll use the exact same port, you'll pick the exact same manufacturer and model, and you'll just tell it to use the driver that's already on your computer. The most important part here is to give it a really clear name so you can tell them apart. Something like OfficeJet B&W is perfect. And here we are, the final and most crucial step. Once that new printer icon shows up in your list, you just right-click it and go into its properties. From there, under Device Settings and then Advanced Settings, you'll find an option that says something like Print in Black and White Only. Just check that box, hit Apply, and boom, you've just created your very own dedicated monochrome printer.
And here it is, the beautiful result of your work. The next time you go to print something, you won't have to dig through any menus. You'll just see 2 printers in your list, your original color printer and your new black and white one. You just pick the one you need, and that's it. It's really that simple. One click is all it takes now.
Now, before we wrap up, there is one really important piece of fine print we need to talk about. Because even with all these settings, you might still run into a super frustrating issue with your ink cartridges.
This is a question that trips up so many people. You've done everything right, you've set it to print in black and white, but your printer still flashes a warning saying a color cartridge is empty, and then it just refuses to print. So what on earth is going on? Well, there are actually a few reasons for this. A lot of printers are just designed not to work at all if any cartridge is missing or reported as completely empty. It's just a basic system check. Also, and this is kind of sneaky, even when you're printing in black, the printer might use tiny amounts of color ink for routine printhead cleaning. It does this to prevent the nozzles from clogging. So the big takeaway here is, this B&W setting saves a ton of color ink, but it doesn't mean you can just let those color cartridges run bone dry.
So there you have it. You now have a complete toolkit for printing smarter, not harder. You've gone from being at the mercy of your printer's weird default settings to being in total control of how much ink you're using.
So let's just recap really quickly. The quick fix is perfect for that one-off document you need in monochrome right now. It's fast, simple, no setup needed. But the Pro method, that's the real game changer for anyone who prints in black and white regularly. It's a 5-minute, one-time setup that's going to save you clicks and a whole lot of hassle for years to come.
So, the real question for you is which tool is right for your workflow?
Are you going to stick with the quick fix for those occasional jobs, or are you ready to level up with the Pro method for ultimate efficiency? The great thing is, now you have the tools to choose. Thanks so much for watching.